Hello YouTube, it is your boy B3, back with another kicking graphic novel review. Recently, we've been doing a lot of monster stuff, a lot of symbiote stuff from Marvel, and also some of IDW's Godzilla stuff. We recently reviewed Godzilla Rage Across Time, and today we are reviewing Godzilla Kingdom of Monsters Volume 1, which is the first volume of the first ongoing series. IDW had 3 ongoing Godzilla series that all connected. Kingdom of Monsters was the first one. Let me read you the back of the book real quick. The King of the Monsters rises again, and for the first time in comics, he's bringing lots of other beloved Toho monsters with him in one destructive saga. When Godzilla appears off the coast of Japan, the Japanese government must respond quickly to contain the disaster. But before long, other monsters begin appearing all over the world. Can humanity survive this mysterious onslaught of giant beasts? Writers Eric Powell from The Goon and Tracy Marsh bring the mayhem aplenty, and artist Phil Hester, Green Arrow and Swamp Thing, brings the massive monster to life. Yeah, so this was actually the first American Godzilla comic to have other monsters from the Godzilla mythos, because Toho is super protective with their Godzilla copyright stuff. And if you license Godzilla, you just get Godzilla. You have to license all the monsters individually. And IDW did license most of them. Even some of the ones that weren't Godzilla monsters, there may have been 1 or 2 they forgot. They might have forgotten a certain crustacean from Space Amoeba that was supposed to appear in Rulers of Earth, but didn't. But yeah, this book has a lot of art, and people tell me that they like the writing and don't like the art. And I 100% do not understand that. The art's different than a lot of comic art I see for sure, but it's not bad at all. It's good. I actually really like how the kaiju look in it a lot of the time. And then people tell me they like the story and stuff, but here's a crazy thing. I think it's super poorly written. I think it's trash. I think this whole volume was actual garbage. Godzilla shows up. First thing that happens is he kills a couple kids. So keep that in mind. A lot of children die in this book. I mean, a lot of children die whenever Godzilla attacks, you assume, but you don't, like, see it happen. You know what I mean? But in this time, you, like, know that, like, these specific children were killed by Godzilla. He's rampaging through Japan. Japan decides pretty quickly to nuke him. I didn't think Japan had nukes, but I mean, I'm not a foreign policy guy, you know? I'm not in international relations. They nuke Godzilla, which turns him red hot, which looks super cool. And it gives him his atomic breath, because of course we all know Godzilla can absorb nuclear energy, so that blast powered him up. And it also makes him start to grow. He starts out kind of small. I think he starts out closer to original Godzilla size. And as you know, Godzilla's grown taller and taller throughout the ages. There was even a dick measuring contest between the States and Japan for a while to see who could get the bigger Godzilla. And then Japan was like, no, Godzilla Earth big. If you remember all that garbage. Ugh. But yeah, there's like all this stuff. Godzilla's growing, which I thought was cool. And this book tries to be like some kind of political, social satire, but it's a terrible one. It's, you know, have any of you ever met a centrist? There's nothing wrong with being centrist, by the way. But a lot of people are centrist not because they actually, like, believe centrist policies are what's best for the country, but because they're contrarians. And they're basically like, here's why both sides are wrong. But then they never say what's right. Like, those centrists that are just contrarians, they always say, like, everything you think is wrong, but I won't tell you what's right because I don't actually have any political beliefs. I just want to seem smarter than everybody. I know a couple guys like that. One of them was actually an actor for me for a while. Until he became a drunk and ghosted me. But yeah, and that was for a Godzilla-based project. So he probably would have loved this book. Because he likes Godzilla and Power Rangers and all that stuff too. Poor guy, I hope he's doing better. Still wish him the best. But, yeah, this book is a lot like that. Where it's like, look at this stupid hypocritical Republican. And then they're like, look at this stupid Democrat. And then their main character is like, I think both sides are bad. And I hate Jersey Shore and Lady Gaga. Yeah, this book came out when Jersey Shore and Lady Gaga were like at peak relevance. Lady Gaga still, I actually like Lady Gaga's music, I'm not gonna lie. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing really wrong with watching Jersey Shore either. It's just a show. It's all fake. We all know it's all fake. But yeah, he's like, I hate pop culture now, and I hate politicians, and everything should be like it was forever ago. And it's like, come on, man. Rodan eats a kid. That happens. And it also wants to be a black comedy. And it doesn't work. Look, I have no problems with black comedy or edgy humor or anything like that. A lot of the humor that I like is actually really edgy. I like edgy humor a lot. One of my favorite musicals of all time. I'm a big Broadway guy. Don't know if you guys know that. It's true. One of my favorite musicals of all time, Sweeney Todd, The Demon Barber of Fleet Street. That's a black comedy. In fact, Stephen Sondheim is kind of known for black comedies, and he's probably the greatest writer Broadway's ever known, to be completely honest. He's great. And the man whose children were killed by Godzilla straps a bunch of bombs and missiles to himself and jumps off a building in what appears to be a really emotional scene, and he's doing this kamikaze attack because he feels like he has nothing to live for. His children are dead. Godzilla's taken his city from him as well, his livelihood, because all the fish, he was a fisherman, all the fish are dead. So he kamikaze attacks Godzilla, and it's played off as like a joke. This man's desperate suicidal attempt is a joke. He kills himself. Godzilla scratches where the men killed him, destroys a building, and walks off. And I'm like, am I supposed to laugh at that? Am I supposed to laugh at this desperate father who just lost his children committing suicide, and then that suicide being futile? Am I seriously supposed to laugh at that? Also, it seems like you're kind of supposed to think Rodan eating a child is funny as well. Look, I actually, I'm not triggered by child death in media. There's really only one or two things in media that actually trigger me. One is like really homophobic stuff, and the other is rape. Like, I can't even read anything with rape in it or watch anything. Like, I can't do it. But this book is just so... it tries to be a black comedy, but you see, it almost hits too close to home to be a black comedy. I don't know. It doesn't work. But one thing, let me say a good thing, other than I like the art, which I'll get more into in a bit. It's got these, like, two little French girls. And they're both evil psychics. And they're like evil mirrors of the Mothra twins. And they control Batra when Batra hatches. And it's dope. And whenever like a classmate bumps into them or something, they'll like make them have an aneurysm. They're pretty strong. Godzilla's... And then it makes fun of like animal rights activists, and the whole book is basically the author being like, everyone's stupid but me, and people who like the old ways. You like modern media? Haha, you're stupid. Only old stuff is good. It's so stupid. It's such a stupid book. The first kaiju Godzilla fights in it is Anguirus, which is pretty fitting. That was his first foe back in the day. And it kind of ends with the Mothra fairies and this other guy seeing the reports. Well, it doesn't end, but that issue ends with the Mothra Fairies and another guy seeing a report about the kaiju and being like, oh, this is bad. We find this war hero who's like troubled by what happened in the war, and when the kaiju attack, he immediately re-enlists, which is very noble of him, you know? And he's the one who was like, I've seen intolerance on both sides, ma'am. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend like either Democrats or Republicans are perfect, because, yeah, they both got bad stuff going for them. You know, I'm not going to sit here and pretend they don't. I'm not going to sit here and be some biased hack who just wants their bias confirmed and wants to feel smart and doesn't care about the country. But yeah, they make fun of Jersey Shore. I don't have any problem with anyone being made fun of either. Like, they make fun of Obama in this book. They make fun of Jersey Shore. They make fun of Lady Gaga. All that's fine. But it all just seems like the author trying to make everyone think they're an intellectual. I'm not going to lie. That's how it comes across. That's just really how it comes across. And our military hero at the end does something so horrible and stupid. Like, the cast of Jersey Shore, I don't remember what they're called in the book. Actually, let me see if I can remember. Jersey-fied, that's what it's called. Which is actually a better title than Jersey Shore, I'm not going to lie. They're like in a limo, trapped on some rubble and stuff, and they ask him to save them. And he refuses to do it and lets Godzilla kill them. He's just like, I don't like their TV show. I'm gonna let them die. What? I'm supposed to root for him after that? Honestly, I was rooting for him up until that point. Is he a cliche character? Yeah, but the reason cliches exist is because people like them. I got cliches I like, and I got cliches I don't like. But this guy's, I don't know, he just did that. And it was just a stupid thing where the author is like, yeah, this guy knows what's good, and Jersey Shore isn't good, so he lets them be killed in radioactive fire? Are they dumb jerks? Yeah. Do they deserve to be killed in radioactive fire? Absolutely not. Nor do the ones in real life. What the hell? It's just the author trying to look like a intellectual, trying to be like, yeah, all this stuff's bad, but, you know, I'm not really going to tell you what's good. Anything new is bad. If it wasn't around when I was a kid, it's bad. I hate people like that. Eric Powell, this book was so uncreative, you know? Nothing really creative happened with the kaiju other than the stuff with Godzilla at the beginning, where he gets nuked and starts to grow and stuff. That was pretty cool. Finally, seeing Godzilla get nuked. I think the fans have been wanting that for a while, just to see what would happen. So thank you for finally giving us that, and right at the beginning of the book. Because we all know that the governments of the world would be trigger happy and just nuke him in an instant. We all know that's what would probably really happen. But yeah, Godzilla Kingdom of Monsters Volume 1 from IDW is the first book in the ongoing. You do need to read it if you're going to read all the ongoing stuff. You need to read it before the title that's just called Godzilla. You need to read it before Godzilla Rulers of Earth, which is awesome. I've already reviewed all of Godzilla Rulers of Earth on this channel because I couldn't wait to do it in order. I had to do Rulers of Earth right away. But that's it for Volume 1. I hated it. It was awful. I have all the single issues. I even have like multiple copies of issue 1 because I got variants. I got that big wraparound fold-out variant and stuff. But I mean, the book itself is terrible. It's bad. But I like the art. So everyone always tells me they like the story and hate the art. But I hate the story and like the art. So the art's really angular. And I think it's not entirely realistic because it's really angular. But I've seen other comics that are really angular and people not complain about them. I think it's just because the art's not generic. People are just used to that, and it's just not generic. And one thing I really like is, unless it's an extreme close-up or something where you can really see the kaiju's eyes, they all have whited out eyes. All the kaiju have whited out eyes, like GMK here. And that looks really cool! That looks really cool! You know? It knows when to be brightly colored, it knows when to be darkly colored. The art's pretty great, I think. But the story, I know it's just complaining about contrarians, and now I seem like one because I am the contrarian for this book. But at least I have reasons, right? But yeah, Godzilla Kingdom of Monsters, Volume 1 from IDW, Eric Powell. It's bad, but if you want to read the ongoing stuff, it's literally the first thing you have to read. But it does get better from here. So that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. And I'll see you all next time.